one of the D tackles
Yeah,
picked off the ball.
yeah, Darren Crime.
I don't know. The Darren Crime.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he picked off the ball. He actually saved us. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Because the offense wasn't doing too good.
yeah,
You're right. The offense we were struggling. We were struggling on offense, but the defense was playing. We when we went on the field, we were like, man, we got to win this game. We was close to the end. We was we was on the goal line, and we were like, listen, man, we got to win this ball game. Offense is not doing too much on offense. We got to do something that can turn this ball game around.
hmm,
When he picked off the pass, ran it in, that put us over the hump.
yeah.
Our offense came back out. They did what they had to do, but when he picked the ball off, we knew we had the ball game won.
Okay, so let's fast forward to Syracuse, 16-10 in the Carrier Dome. Um, at that time, Syracuse was ranked in the top 10, number 7 according to USA Today's coach poll. Their squad was ranked number 1, won 16-10, November 21st, 1992. Now this game, you had made a tackle against tight end Chris Gedney after a 29-yard pass from Marvin Graves as the time struck 3 zeros on the clock. Talk about that game. You saved your team because you could have scored. Talk about that game.
Well, once again, we played Syracuse up there. I think we were focused, but we wasn't focused because it snowed that year, and when we got off the bus, what I'm saying, the guys was playing. They, Florida guys never seen snow before. They actually we was out there messing around playing. We came to the game focused, but after they saw the snow, what I'm saying, everybody was out playing, throwing snowballs. Like we treated it like a game that we needed, but for a short period, for about 5 or 10 minutes, you know, everybody was focused on the snow. Everybody was playing in the snow. Then we went on in and got dressed for the game. But I recall in that game, Syracuse. Now here's the deal: if we lose the game,
Yeah.
we don't play in the Orange Bowl. We win the game, it put us in the Orange Bowl, being the number one team, number one and number two team playing in the Orange Bowl. Okay, we knew that going into the ball game,
Yeah.
but Syracuse came out. They came out gunning. They came out doing what they supposed to do. Now, what was the tight end name again?
Chris Gedney.
Chris
Gedney.
was it? Okay, Chris. I'm just gonna say Chris.
Chris
I
Gedney.
remember. I remember the guy. Like hey, he was catching it. Yeah, he was an All American. He was doing his thing. He was catching the ball. You know, so that particular play with the clock running out. What I'm saying. I went to Jesse and we huddled up. Like what I told you in the beginning, the safety, which I was called in the plays, I can change. I can change my coverage if I want to. I can roll my coverage. I made the I made the calls to make sure we in the best back end coverage. You understand
Yeah.
that the coach wanted to put us in. We had our defense coordinator was named Coach Luby, and he put pressure on the safeties. Like he might call 4 plays. They might call 3 plays, and that safety got to determine which play. You, you understand? You had to determine which play we're gonna run on on this particular play. You had 3 of them to pick from, and due to the fact we played a lot of cover 4, that means we had 4 deep. You know what I'm saying? And we was kind of funneling them in, and the tight end you know, was catching all the, in the first half, he was catching the ball. He was being an All American. So in the second half, I started calling a lot of cover 2. You know what I'm saying? We had to mix it up. We're gonna call cover 2, cover 3, 2 clouds. I just started throwing everything at the guy. We had to change the game up. We couldn't come out like we were. And the reason why we were doing cover 4 because cover 4 give us a better run attack. We can come up and we see the ball, all four guys, and we can come up and make plays. But in this last particular play, I came in the huddle and I told Jesse and Smitty, I said, listen, I told the linebackers and Michael Barron, I said, listen, man, this guy been catching on us all day. I think it was Darren Smith. I said either Darren Smitty or Jesse Armstead. I told one of them, I said, listen, man, let him go, let him do his thing, cause we was we was we was coached by pretty much one of the best defensive coordinator. He was a defensive coordinator, but he also our DB coach. And if you look at that game, we was taught anytime we was taught that I'd rather for a guy to beat me in the back of the end zone and catch a ball on the 1 yard line and score. He always tell me, Casey, put us in a coverage that allow us to get beat in the back of the end zone, not in the front of the end zone. So we had ran cover 2 and cover 3. So I went back to 4. On this particular play, I went back to 4. But this particular time, I told the linebackers, don't try to jam him. Let him go, because we already knew who he was coming to. And I said to myself, I'm going to sit on the 1 yard line and wait on him. And when the ball came, I think he caught the ball like on it. I wasn't trying to pick the ball off of nothing. I was just trying to win the ball game. We knew what we had. All we had to do was win the ball game.
Yeah.
I knew he was coming to him. I knew what kind of route he was going to run him. You know, like Coach would never let us go in cover 1, which is man to man. We had to play man to man in that game right there. That tight end wouldn't have got all them catches. But cover 1 was a call Coach didn't want to use in that particular game. Now that means cover 1. That means me or someone gonna be lined up, man up with this guy. He wasn't just gonna run down the field and catch it. Like if you go look at the film, he ran down. We didn't try to stop him. Our goal wasn't him. We was trying to stop the running attack. And I think Ismail, one of his brother.
Yeah, Kadri
Ismail. We was trying to stop the outside. We were gonna allow the tight end, make your catches, because when you go in the meeting room, you look at your options. You know what I'm saying? You want to know what can beat us, who can beat us. Well, but we don't need no big plays. So in this particular game, the last I don't know what the clock was saying, but it seemed like it was forever. But it was when they snapped the ball, I had told Smith or Jesse, one of them, listen, man, don't try to jam the guy. Let him come up the field. He been doing this all night. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't stop it. We could have, but some coach didn't want to stop. To me, coach didn't put the right call. He didn't. Remember I tell you, we get about 2 or 3 calls in the game. I get 2 or 3 calls in the game. If he had to put that call in the game, cover 1, I would have called that call. But that wasn't a call that he wanted us to call during the game, Frank. You understand? So when I told Jesse or Smith, told him that, listen, let him run free. So in this particular game, he went on like what you call a seam route.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he lagged on the seam route, which I had been used to seeing it over and over during the ball game. But when he lagged, what I mean by lag, he didn't just get into the seam route. He kind of walked into the seam route. And the reason why, because as the DBs snapping the ball, we are taught to give ground. We bagging up. We protecting the end zone. But I had been watching this guy do this, and I'm telling Coach, man, he running I ain't gonna say a slow route, but he was running a route so slow that once he get around the linebacker, he would slow up. So they was gonna get the ball into him, what we call like a seam route.
Yeah.
But he wasn't running full speed. What I'm trying to tell you. I had been seeing this all night, but unfortunately, I don't make the calls coming out the top box.
Yeah.
To put the right coverage on. Because we had to put the right coverage on. He wouldn't have had a good game. He had a good game, but he wouldn't have had that kind of game.
Yeah.
So as they threw the ball, time was running out. I hit the guy. I think I hit him about on the 3 or 4, some yard
3
line,
yard
something
line.
like that.
It was at the 3 yard line.
3 yard line.
Yeah, 3
And
yard
you
line.
notice what I told you. I knew they was coming to me, and I sat there. I didn't move because if he gonna run slow, he wasn't gonna just get the ball and then get the ball in his hand and shake me and dive into the end zone and win the ball game. So as the ball was coming, I saw him jumping for it. I couldn't pick the ball off, so I just ran through him. And I hit him. We went on to the Orange Bowl and played in the national championship game.
Okay, so you win that game. That concludes
Huh?
the season. No, you win that game. So great analysis with that. Great memories about that game. So you beat San Diego State 63-17. So now the national championship game. You're a senior. This year last year. Miami trying to go for their 5th national championship in 10 years. Well, unfortunately, we lose the game. Unfortunately, 34-13. What went wrong in this game? Was your squad overconfident? What happened in that game?
Now in that game right there, like everything that we did, we couldn't do. It caught up. It caught up with us in that game. You know what I'm saying? And if we had, if I, like remember that game, they put us right across the street. Like we're in a bowl game. We had Mardi Gras. Everybody want to drink. You know what I'm saying? We didn't take it. Like some of the guys was already set that, like they're gonna go play in the NFL. The focus wasn't there. You know, it was it was there, but it's not like it normally. Like we didn't come to set a, like to do what we need to do to finish a game. And I remember that game. Lassett, I think that's his name, the running back.
Yeah, Derek
How many
Lassett.
yards? I was telling T-Bone about 2 weeks ago, Terrence Harris about 2 weeks ago. I think Lassett's still running. And it was, how many years that ago? 30-some years ago?
Yeah, 1993, January 1st.
I was kidding with Terrence. I said, T-Bone, man, I think Lassett's still running the ball, man. Like the guy had a good night that night. Not only that, what I mean about anything, when you play in a national championship game, you got to bring your A game.
Yeah.
And you spoke on it. Our offensive line was made up. We had a made up offensive line, and then plus Gino didn't have a good game that night. He had won. I think he had won the national championship. I mean, he had won the Heisman.
Yeah, the Heisman.
I believe he had won the Heisman.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But that particular game, I don't know what was on Gino's mind or on the offensive mind, but I can't speak upon offense, but I can just tell you about the defense. We did everything in our power to hold them off, but we didn't have enough firepower. You understand?
Yeah.
When teams find your weakness, they attacked it, and they went after our offensive line. And Gino, unfortunately, he couldn't get anything going that game. And he threw, I don't know how many interceptions he threw, but, like, I know he threw one to T.
Yeah, he went 31 yards.
Huh?
Yeah, he went 31 yards for a touchdown.
He went 31 yards for a touchdown?
Yeah, George T. Yeah. Yeah,
then the other guy picked the ball off, too. What's his name?
Yeah, he threw a lot of interceptions.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, see, all I remember when we came back in halftime, we talked about it, like what we need to be doing. The first game, I think, as soon as they went out on offense, he threw a pick.
Yeah.
The first series he came back from halftime, he threw it. I remember that because, like we were like, man, if we're gonna be able to win this game, we can't have that. But you got to give it to Alabama.
Yeah.
Alabama came to play.
Yeah.
They had ballers that game.
Yeah, that defense.
They had ballers. I kid you not. They had a D line that was similar to the lines that we normally have.
Yeah.
I can't fault Gino because I'm not even gonna fault our offensive line because they came to play. I'm giving credit where it needs. They came to play that game, and they was hitting. We was hitting too, but our offense couldn't match up with their defense, and pretty much that was the outcome of that caused the game because we we couldn't get our offense. We couldn't get our offense going.
Okay, so fortunately you lose that game. Now fast forward, 1993, NFL. How did things go with the National Football League? Far as
Okay, like well, when I was coming out, like I said, I hurt my shoulder. And when I ended going into the draft, I didn't get drafted. I ended up going to Green Bay, and later on got released from Green Bay. When I left Green Bay, I went up to New England, and I think that was the last game of the season. They were about to play, I think the Dolphins or something. And after that, I went to a CFL team, and I blew my knee. I hurt my knee, and I just gave it up because I was already having a problem with my shoulder because as that last year, I had to have special made shoulder pads because my shoulder. Well, what happened was when I had my surgery, um, they had to come back in and clean it up because when you have when I was in the hospital, the guy who's supposed to come in and wash me up, he accidentally didn't place my shoulder. I'm gonna put it on. He didn't place my shoulder some back like this. He tied me down. He tore all I had just had surgery. He messed it back up. So they went back in to clean it out, and my shoulder never healed. They had to tie my shoulder down. Like if you look at my shoulder now, I got one shoulder like this and one shoulder sitting up. This shoulder right here is sitting down. I had a bad shoulder injury. It caused me not to move on, in my career. And then once I hurt my knee, after I figured out let me go ahead and play in the CFL league because they played pretty much after the NFL team after the NFL finished playing, the CFL team come in and they start their season. So I went up to Boston, I believe. I think Maryland played on the team like the Mustang, I believe. I was in practice and I twist my and we were doing a drill. I tore my knee up. I ended up coming home and man, I just let football go, man. I couldn't walk and right as this day, my body still bothering. My shoulder still hurt. You understand?
yeah.
But I enjoyed my career in playing football from Pee Wee League up to college, and then be able to put a Green Bay helmet on. And let me tell you this: I was in Green Bay at the same time. Reggie White had just got there, so we was on the sideline, and I had Brett Favre had threw a pass. I bet a pass down, so I come to the sideline, and I got on one knee, and Reggie came over. He said, "Hey man, you remember me?" I said, "Yeah, I remember you." He said, "You sure you remember?" I said, "Yeah, you used to come to my school over there when I was in high school." So he was kidding around. He said, "Hey man, don't say that out of here, man. You're gonna make me look old. You you was in high school and I'm still playing." But I enjoy, like being at the U is special. We're a special group. You know what I'm saying? We had a swag back then. Now we trying to find a swag, and I was telling some of the guys about a couple months ago that you know most of the every year they said we back, we back, but we never went nowhere. The it's an eye now. It's like if we can ever get the eye and go and play ball, but you have more of them going into the NFL. If they go and put, you draft a kid. If he don't like it, if a kid come in and said, "Well, I should have went to Florida State," and he at the U, we got a problem. And I think we was recruiting them kind of guys. They want guys that I think should be in at the University of Memphis. Because when you watch a kid mess up in practice, they couldn't play when we played. Because let's, for example, if you messed up in practice and you come to the sideline, and I done witnessed you mess up and mess the play up. But if you come to the sideline with the attitude that these kids come to the sideline now, whining and telling me the coach don't know what he's talking about, I'm not saying it's done in Miami. I'm just I'm just saying, kids, I used to coach, and I know how they are. They come to the sidelines, blame everything on the coach. And our coach back then used to tell her, listen, man, you done watch the guy mess up. You know, the only way we're going to be able to improve this team, you know, thinking wise, on a positive attitude wise, if you see this guy that messed up and he come to the sideline and he try to explain to you that he did right, I, at that time we didn't entertain that. We like, listen, man. Remember I told you we had coaches on the field? We really had coaches on the field. We had players was coaches. When a guy messed up, we're like, man, you messed up. You didn't first of all, you didn't make the call, you didn't read it right. You can't get mad at coach. Now you can't start a championship team if you got players like that. But you need players like the ones that sitting on the sideline to tell, listen, man, bro, you keep doing that there, you ain't gonna get that playing time, man. Somebody else gonna get that playing time. You know what I'm saying? We used to have a saying, a positive attitude plus effort equals performance, which is true. You can't get out of bed with a negative attitude, and then you can't go around not giving any kind of effort. Your whole day gonna be messed up. You understand? And we and Coach Johnson taught us that. You know, unfortunately, some guys didn't learn that, but you know, most of the guys that came in with me, we understood it because that was his favorite saying. You got to have a positive attitude in life, period. Not just playing football. You got to have a positive attitude plus effort. You got to give an effort. Then the performance. The performance come when you can't have a negative attitude. Your performance is gonna come. The reason why we lost against BYU because we came in with a negative attitude. We once again we started thinking about the little things. The grass was too high. The water, it was the grass was watered down. If we had a positive attitude, we probably would have got that game. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. All right. All right. Thank you for your time. That concludes the interview portion. Quickly, I'm gonna go to the Miami Hurricane football quiz. See how much you know about the history of your football program. The first question is: in 1991, despite going 12-0 and shutting out Nebraska 22-0 in the Orange Bowl, the Hurricanes split the national championship. Who they shared the title with? Was it Nebraska, Colorado, USC, or Washington?
It was Washington.
Correct. Number two, Miami played in the most watched college football game in ESPN history. Which game was it? Was it A, 2006 versus FSU, B, 2008 versus Florida, C, 2009 versus FSU, or D, 1986 versus Oklahoma?
It might be the Oklahoma, man. I'm just guessing on that one.
No, it's 2006 FSU. Number three, during this national championship season, Miami defeated 5 teams that was ranked in the AP top 10. What year was it? Was it 1983, 1987, 1991, or 2001?
I think 2001.
No, it's 1987.
87?
Yeah, 1987. Yeah, number
I
4.
wasn't there in 87.
Yeah, fourth question. How many times has Miami defeated the number 1 ranked team in the AP poll? Was it A, 5, B, 7, C, 9, or D, 12?
You said how many times did
Miami,
repeat that question?
how many times has Miami defeated the number 1 ranked team in the AP poll? Was it 5, 7, 9, or 12?
Well, it's gonna be a high number. It's gonna like 12.
No, it's 9.
Nah, I knew it was gonna be a high number.
All right, the last question. Running back Alonzo Highsmith was selected 3rd overall in the 1987 NFL Draft by which team? Was it A, Dallas Cowboys, B, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, C, Houston Oilers, or D, New Orleans Saints?
How you say Highsmith?
Yeah, Highsmith. What team?
I think Highsmith played for the Houston Oilers, I believe.
Yeah, Houston Oilers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. All right, man. Thank you
Yeah.
for your time. Yeah, that's correct. Houston Oilers. All right, man. Thank you for your time. I thought you wasn't gonna come on, but it's great that you came on. You made it through. You pulled through. Thank you for your time.
Okay.
Thank you. That's
Go
it.
Canes, baby.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. That's all. Casey Greer. Thanks for coming on. Thank him for coming on and see you guys. Thank him for the time. Sorry he wasn't gonna come on, but he came on. Thank you for all the great memories, all the great stories that he told. So I'm gonna take 4 music break songs quickly and wrap